and then automate it. And then the next week after that, we'll be talking about how to send it out via social media. So, your different social media integrations that you have. And that will wrap up those the three-part series. So, we're going to get started now. If you give me just a second here with
Yeah, and I
sharing.
just want to just share why we chose to start this, next chapter section in the trainings because we were thinking about, okay, we got you guys the basics, the foundation, you should be in your CRM. And we were like, okay, what's important? Like once you get your account set up, you're, getting orders or you're ready to promote, you need to be able to communicate and contact your audience, your list, or start a list. So Nicole and I were talking yesterday, and I was like, you know what? Well, I'm using the CRM, and what I'm most excited about is truly the email and SMS marketing. So I'm excited to share you guys this part of the CRM.
Awesome, awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Right. And we're just going to share a launch card here. Just a little bit of delay here. There we go. If you can see my screen. Right.
Yes.
Okay. So to get started with email, the first thing you're going to want to do is on the left-hand side in your menu items, you're going to actually click the marketing menu tab here. And then that will open up your emails. Now you have the different options of doing emails, templates, or email snippets. And just so you know, the email snippets are more of your HTML. So that's more if you're just doing an email with not a lot of pictures or images. It's just mostly straight text. But what we're going to be building out today is having the opportunity to actually really make it nice and personalized with graphics, videos, the whole nine. So again, marketing, emails, and then you'll go to email templates. Okay. Now, we've got a couple samples here, but we're going to actually build from scratch. The first thing I always do, you'll always hear me preach when it comes to organization, is to create a folder. A folder will keep you organized. So as you continue to build out your templates, you'll have one concise place to find your individual templates. So we're going to go ahead and create a folder, and we're going to just call this one maybe newsletter. Right? And again, it could be just follow up for your clients. It could be whatever you want it to be. All right, so this could be just newsletters. Okay, so what happens is every single type of newsletter will just go in this folder. Okay, so I created the folder and now I'll just click on the folder so that everything I create from this point on is going to go inside of the folder. Now I can hit create template or I can create new here, either one. Let me show you if I create new, if I show you this here, there's a couple different options here. And here's a cool one for those of you who may be with a different email provider right now. You can actually import if you're from Mailchimp or Active Campaign. You can literally import your campaigns. So if you're trying to migrate from one system over into our powerful launch card CRM, you are able to do that just by following these little directions here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close that out.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Sorry to interrupt, Nicole.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, ma'am.
I will be importing a large list from a client's email distribution system, which is
Mhm.
attached to his website. So, can I integrate something like that into here?
Yes. Are you going from either Mailchimp or ActiveCampaign, or is it just a CSV file that you're going to be
Uh,
importing?
well, I will have a CSV file.
Okay.
That's not the format that the email distribution list through his website is. I don't even know what that is. It's just, they give me a name and I put that into the heading and it goes to 1,300 people. So
Mhm.
I don't know, but
Right. So what?
I can have all those names on a CSV file. I can absolutely do that. In fact, I
Right.
already done.
Yes. That would be perfect because then you can, and I'll show you once we get done with this, where you can just go into the contact area and do a quick import.
Got it. Okay, thank
All
you.
right. No worries. Okay. So if we click on the new button, then we can do a couple different things. We can do a blank template, which is starting from scratch with nothing together, just blank canvas. Or you can click on email marketing templates. Sometimes it's easier to just kind of have a template and then reconstruct so you're not starting from scratch if you're, just don't you're not as creative or whatever. Okay, so you've got here are all the templates here, but you can click into the different categories and maybe you see one that you like that you can use and just kind of switch some things around. Um, so if you choose to do that, then all you'd have to do is before you actually click on it to import it, it's a little eyeball here. So you would just click on your eyeball and that will allow you to open it up so that you can actually see the different components inside of the template. So you scroll down, see what you like, and if it's something you feel like you can work with, where you can just swap out images, swap out, the words or whatever, then you would just hit continue, and then it would allow you. If I hit that, I'm not going to actually use this one, but if I hit it, it's going to ask you. Oh, too late, it's adding it. But that's how you would add a template right there. Usually, it used to give you an actual little kind of pop up asking you if you agree with the terms, but now it's just going to go ahead and put that right on in. So that's fine. So we can work with it. So you can either use a template or again, you can use a blank start from scratch template. But we're going to go ahead and go with the template now that it's going ahead and starting to load. So once it loads, apologize for the delay here. Let me try closing some of my tabs. That might help. Okay. All right. So if you wanted it to looks like it's got two going on here. So basically what you're going to want to do, and actually I can just delete all these things so I can start from scratch. All right, so you can just click on any of these elements if you want to delete something and just hit the trash can and that will delete, right? Um, the first thing I would do is, and I'll show you both. So I'll show you how we can drag some in and we'll leave some elements here. Is I always come to the name first. So you can just click on the pencil and you can call it whatever you want, right? So maybe you want to call this, newsletter January, right? You can call it whatever you want here. Okay, it's a delay here on my end. Sorry about that.
And one of the things I do is I would
Mhm.
call it like newsletter template. And then I would create from
Okay.
the template another
Mhm.
thing. I would create a campaign
Right.
for January, for February, for March and April, that kind of stuff. So you
Yeah.
start to learn your
Yeah.
different naming conventions and what you're doing. And the other
Exactly.
thing I think that
Exactly.
everyone could do right now is name it delete me and just play around with it and drag and drop and learn how these drag
For
and drop
sure.
editors work.
For sure. Yeah. One thing, there's so many different ways, and everyone has their own flavor of how they do it. The sky's the limit. But yeah, definitely what Greg said is an excellent naming convention. That's very important. Be consistent with your naming conventions.
It
So I'm
doesn't
not going
make
to bother with
it's not
naming
that big of
anymore
a deal if you
because,
only have one or two templates, but if you end up with like me and you're
exactly.
doing 1 million emails a month, like I have hundreds of templates, hundreds of campaigns. So you really want to name them right so you can find them and organize them and delete them and keep them and that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Now, this is what's called a WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. And basically, all you're doing is taking whatever elements you want. So let's say you want the logo at the top, you would just take that and just drag it over here, right? And it will, hold on, drag content here. Should be dragging. There's an extreme lag on my side. There we go. Okay. So now we've got the logo image here. So what happens is when you drag anything over, it opens up the corresponding builder aspect of that element, right? So, like right here, you have logo, and currently it's linking to just the generic logo picture here. If you want to change the image, and this goes with actually change anything in there. So, it gives you an option to create an image using AI if you wanted to, or upload from your media library. So, if you upload from your media library, right? Even in here, you have options to still come in here and use Unsplash or Pixabay if you wanted to get some images, or you can just click upload file and upload it from your computer or your device if you're on a mobile device up in here, and then it will create an image right here, and then it will automatically, once you click on it, will load it um, into your template. So we're not going to do all that because I don't want to
And real
drag it
quick, I
out
want to
with
make
my
a comment
computer.
there too. What I do is I
Mhm.
create folders for every funnel. So that way, when I'm uploading an
Exactly.
image, I associate those
Mhm.
images with a funnel or a website, or maybe even like a
Exactly.
newsletter or launch card. So now you got these
Yep.
folders, and then now I can find the images. Because again, in my system, I have probably 1,000 images by now. And so it's like trying to find them.
Mhm.
And the search functions really, really well, but I still like to organize them by folder.
Exactly. Exactly. And then I also like to name it the same thing. So anything newsletter related, like if you're going to say newsletter, name everything newsletter. So if you could just type the first couple of letters in something, all of those things appear um, according to how you do that. Okay, so that's that. You can always change the width and the height, to make it bigger or smaller, right? Get into delay. So you see it, it kind of went a little bit bigger, but you can play around with that. You can also drag it. If you want to drag it that way to make it bigger, also, you can do that. You can left align it, center align it, right align it. And then you have padding. So you can change the padding up or down, which is just the padding, the spaces between the different sections. So the best thing is to do, like Greg said, just get around, name it demo or whatever, and just click on things. You can't break it, right? So just click on things and just kind of explore with that. So that's the logo. Coming back here, and to exit out of a particular element section or element itself, you just hit the X. And then again, you're just dragging and dropping, right? So if you wanted to add some social media icons, now again, this is not for prettiness. This is just for functionality. This is not how I would normally build this, but you can add that. And then when you're in here with your icons, like you can click in here in your icon, and again, with the pencil, you would be able to come in here and let's see, if you wanted your Facebook, you would click your pencil and just put your different URLs here. Okay. So I'm not going to go through every single element. You kind of get the gist of just pulling in whatever you want. That's why sometimes it may be easier to use a template, but if you're really creative, got your creative juices flowing, you can go ahead and build the whole thing out from scratch. You also have different layouts down here. So if you wanted things instead of to just be, like one column, you can make multiple columns, right? Just, again, you're just dragging it. And now you have multiple columns. Did that go in there? Not sure if that even fit in there. It's a little bit of a delay there. But see how you have, like, it's kind of, it doesn't look right now because obviously I have the template in here, but if I had taken all of this out, you would see 3 different columns there. And again, you're just playing with the different options here.
And
Um,
I've done a lot of email marketing for e-commerce, and when you do
mhm,
2 to 3 columns, it's and I like the 2 column side. So you have one
mhm.
side is the picture of the product, the other side is
Yeah,
the
me,
description of the product. So now you can use the email marketing to promote your e-commerce store. And
exactly.
then going back to those little footer things, I want everyone to think about every email you get in your inbox. What do you like about that? What don't you like about that? And you want to create a template that has, again, going back to be more visible, be more attractive, and be easy to communicate with, be easy to do business with. So if you have Facebook and Pinterest and Twitter and LinkedIn and Instagram and all these different things, fill those out, right? Put them in every email, and then maybe on your footer of every email. And again, we're not doing a good job of this as well, so I'm preaching to myself. But every email should be a marketing tool for you. So you're communicating, you're educating, you're giving value, you're showing off your e-commerce store, whatever that is. But also, what's going on in the footer that's in every email. Make it easy for people to communicate with you.
Awesome. Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, well, you went out for a second there, but we hear you now.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, awesome. Absolutely. And speaking of that, let's just look at right here. You see where it says copyright and it says at right now and year? What these are custom values that are going to populate automatically, right? So you don't have to come in every year and say 2024 or 2025 or any of that. You just use the custom values and it will automatically populate the next year. It will automatically, with location name, it's automatically going to pull in your business name. As long as you have your name in your business profile, it's going to pull in that name. Okay. Same with the email. It's going to pull in as long as you have the information in that particular field. So this makes it to where you don't have to go into every single email or every single template and try to update things. All right. So that's the basics. Before we go on to some other elements of this screen, do we have any questions right now? Just off of what I showed you. Any questions? All right. Okay. If not, I want to draw your attention over here to these three dots. And what I like to do is come down here to settings. Okay. Make sure you do this before you save your template. And if you put your from name here, so this is going to be like whatever that name is at the very top of the email, whether it's your name, whether it's your business name, whatever that is, you can use the tags, some custom values to go ahead and, hover over it. And maybe you want it to say your business name, then you could come over here to account and just say account name and it would put in your business name. So whatever you want, or you can freestyle it and type it in. For your from email, you can do the same thing. Come in here and
Yeah,
put
so
your
this is
account.
really important. It is something I don't understand. I want help with this. So I like
Mhm.
doing that because I fill it in every time and I get so tired of filling that in. So where is it pulling that information? Can you maybe have another tab or
Yeah, so the other tab, let
where does
me,
that pull that information
that's
from?
actually pulling this from your business profile. So if you're going to go to settings and then you go to business profile, your location name, this is actually pulling from the friendly name inside your business profile. So I
Okay.
would have to stop sharing. Hold on, let me stop sharing and share again. I have to pull up another tab to show you where to do that.
Yeah,
But
this is critical, people, because about automations and efficiency and saving time. When you learn these merge fields and where it's pulling from, so you don't mess it up, then I'm assuming when you do a test email, it's going to show you that in the test email as well. So I always do a test email. Well, I shouldn't say always,
yeah,
but 8 out of 10 times I do a test email and I always catch something with my test email that I didn't do right. So those merge fields are going to save you time and money and be more
well,
consistent. So being on brand.
right, right. Another thing to piggyback off your test, whenever you're doing testing, please don't use your email that's attached to your business profile because that can throw off your metrics with your email and your email provider, that type of thing. So you want to use a different email to test with. Because it just, to the email provider, they're like, why are you sending it out to yourself? So it can actually throw off
You
some of
mean
your
sending a
metrics. But
test
here,
to
let me,
yourself?
yeah, sending your text to yourself using your business email. Don't do that.
Huh.
Use another email. Yeah. It'll send, but when it looks at it from when all these, there's different algorithms calculating whatever it is that the email carriers decide to use to calculate whether it's, the delivery rates and all that plays a part in that. So use a different email when you're
I
testing
did
it.
not know that. So
Uh,
that's a good thing to
yeah.
learn. Uh,
All right, it's loading, loading, loading. So while it's loading, I will come back to the screen and share the screen. And as soon as it loads, we'll be able to see that other screen.
and I have a
So
tool that
I'm
I
going to hit
use
share
that,
screen.
that issues fake, temporary, real emails. I'm trying to find
Mm,
it,
okay.
but I learned from
Okay.
Dan and Dwight. It's like, see, what was that? Or maybe it was from Joshua. I have a bookmark somewhere. Let me search my bookmarks.
All right. So let's see if I can get to this other tab here and let me know if you start to see my screen. I think it's loading right now. So,
Okay.
just to recap.
I'm going to put in chat,
Oh, go ahead,
everybody.
Greg.
This is a site for temporary email generator, so you can use it. And again, it's not going to your email like she said, and I think it will show you what it looks like in different platforms and things like that. And but it's a great way to do testing emails and have a test email. Joshua turned me on to this one. Okay, back to you.
This up again. What we're about to do while I'm trying to pull up the demo account on this other one is we're setting up the settings for the from name and the from email so that you don't have to do that every single email, because the name of the game is as many steps and clicks as we can save you. Like, it's amazing when you kind of add up all these extra clicks, how much time that takes. So we are trying to save you time, energy, and frustration. And I apologize for the delay here. Let me pull this up. Next time I'll have 2 tabs open. So here we go. And now let me share my screen. All right, so we're going to share screen, entire screen. In the meantime, any questions while we're waiting for this to load? Let me know. Wow, this is crazy. Hey, Candace. Are you on, Candace? I was going to ask you
Yeah.
something. Or,
Yeah.
would you mind maybe sharing your screen if you're able to? Just because that way I don't want to keep holding people up, because for some reason there's a delay on my end.
Yeah.
It keeps hanging up here. Okay.
Okay.
And I could just guide you. All right. So just if you have access to the demo, I'm not sure if you have access to the demo, or either way, you could use yours if you want to. So yeah, there we go. All right. And then go ahead into the marketing. And then we're going to go into the templates that you should be able to see one that email templates. Yep. And then newsletter. Yep. And oh, it didn't save. Oh crap. Okay, go into one of the other ones. It doesn't matter since we've already got one built, because we're just showing the functionality of it. So you can go into holiday promotions or any other ones. It doesn't matter. All right. Okay. So now can you open up another tab so that this tab is going to show where that pulls from, so that we can see if we needed to change things.
What do you mean? Like I open up a new tab?
Yeah, another launch cart. Yeah, another launch cart tab.
Like
That way we
CRM?
can go back and forth. Yeah, CRM. Yep, for sure. Yep. So we can go back and forth. Okay. So now I want you to go into demo into this one. And then go on down to settings at the bottom. And then go into business profile. Now, you see where it says friendly name? That is where it's pulling from for your business profile. And for your business email, that is what it's pulling from, whatever you have in the business email. Okay.
Okay.
So now you can flip back to the other side. And the good news is, if you ever change your business email, it will automatically update. So you'll go to
And
those
another
3
really
dots to
important
the
thing
right.
right there on the business email, you need to add a domain and get your domain approved. And you need to have your business email, like ours is, we use support at launchcart.com. But I also created the domain mail.launchcart.com. And so that's a whole nother training. But you got to
Which
make sure
we
that
did
you're
that.
using the right email there.
We
Yeah,
should have.
and there is one training already in the community, and there's another one from last week I need to post in there too, for those trainings and exactly what he just said, what Greg just
Yeah,
said.
perfect.
Perfect. All right. So now we'll go back to the other tab. Okay, and go back to the 3 dots, and just make sure that we settings. All right, and then just go ahead and go to the tag icon on the right, and then we're going to go to account.
Mm,
It's like halfway down. And then you see where it says, yeah. Yep, email. And then the same thing for the name. You'll go to account and then name. Okay. And then email subject line. So you can either already have this as a tag or you could just create it here. Right. So this
What
isn't pulling in from anywhere. This would be if you had a custom value that you had for that.
okay. So now I'm just
Yeah, you're
filling
just
in.
freestyling that. Yeah.
This is a test. Open it up.
Exactly. And then hit save at the bottom right. Okay. And so now it doesn't matter. Anytime you send this off, you don't have to go in and do this again. Right. So, and even if you duplicated this for, let's say this was February's and you want to do it for March, all you would do is just duplicate this template and you don't have to go in and change the settings. Okay. You just change whatever the content is. Okay. Now, if you want to test it out, if you hit those three dots again, then you'll just hit test email. And this is where you can go in and do what Greg had mentioned in the chat for your test emails. Okay.
Yeah.
When
Do you
you're
ever
done, go ahead.
preview template?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep, that was going to be my next thing.
Oh,
So,
okay.
if you want to see it from desktop, you see where. Okay, go back.
I'm going slow though. I gotta go back
Yeah.
and go slow.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so if you want to preview what it's going to look like on different devices, you'll hit preview template, and this is what it's going to look like on desktop. If you want to see what it's going to look like on tablet, you'll just hit the tablet icon, and if mobile, you'll just hit the mobile icon. So, and if you needed to change things, you can change things in the mobile, back in the actual builder itself. Right. So to do that, if you click on not the plus sign, but if you click on that right next in the left hand side, those icons, if you click on the second icon right there, manage element, and then you click in the section. See, as you're highlighting the sections, it's showing you where it is. You can open it up, open that up, and you can actually switch between. There was a mobile. Go back up to the top. Click back in the manage element, or go back a section. Yeah, there you go. So you're able to switch between. It should show you right there in the mobile area. Nope. Click it. It should be right there. Click the section open again. There should be in the column. Like click in the column area.
Oh, okay. Column.
Yeah, it should show you. Okay, click in there. It should give you an option between the mobile and the other one, but I'm not seeing that icon right now. So
I know they have been
they've been
changing.
doing some changes. So it was just there. I don't know where it went. It usually is just a little thing where you can flip back and forth. And I do not see that. So I will. Oh, there it is. Mobile formatting. There it is. They moved it over into that one.
Okay, so it's just next to appearance, you guys, right here. And then yeah, mobile formatting.
Yeah. And so now you can change the headings now. If you flip on those headings, you can change it to different sizes and it's just going to affect the mobile version. It used to be where you had to duplicate. So whatever you did on desktop, you had to duplicate, hide it on desktop, adjust it on mobile. And it was really annoying and time consuming. But now with the greatness of Launchcard CRM, you're able now to just actually you just change whatever you need in just the mobile section. It will not affect the other versions. Okay, so that is that. And then at the end, you want to make sure you see that pulsating dot right there. That is your indicator. Save, save, save. I'm always saving like throughout all the time, because I've had bad experiences with doing stuff and it just being gone. So save periodically. And that's it to just the basic design of your email. Okay, so just to recap, you have the opportunity to create an email from scratch, or you can use an existing template and just modify, right? And let's say you just want to swap out a picture, you would just click on that element. Like, let's say I just go down to one of those pictures real quick. It doesn't matter which picture you go down to. You could do it in the middle of the screen too, yeah. And then just swap out images. So if you want to just do a template and make it real quick, you can just get a template and just swap out images, swap out the words, and go about your business. So
And
it's up
then
to you.
I don't know if you said this, but something that's really cool too, you can either upload from your own media library or create image using AI.
Yep, you can
So,
definitely do that.
so it's pretty cool. There's AI in the CRM.
Exactly. And yeah, and if you know how to do the prompts, you can do the different variations and the temperature and all that stuff. So you can get
Mhm.
really, really, really cool with the AI
Yeah.
animations.
Yeah, but
And
definitely like send those test emails and click on every link. Click on every social media link, click on the buttons,
Mhm,
you know, so you know everything you make sure everything's working properly.
gotcha. Yep. And so let me see. Let me see if we got any questions in the chat. Any questions, anybody? Feel free if you want to do it in the chat. If you want to come off mute, just let me know. Any questions? Business email is the one we all set up 2 weeks ago. Yes. Yes, Ricky. That's what that is. All right. So let's go ahead and back out of there. And Francine, I just want to show you real quick just to answer your question earlier about the import. All you would do is go to contacts and hover over the icon that says import. So it's going to
Right up,
be to the right. Oh, wait. I can't see. Is that import? Yeah.
yeah,
There you go.
which
Yep.
is
And then,
right
yep.
here.
And then as long as it's a CSV file, you'll upload it and then you'll do a one from one match. So if there's a field, it'll ask you to match it to the corresponding field inside LaunchCart CRM. Now, what I advise is make sure you don't have any extra fields or any extra data and anything else that isn't necessary. Because sometimes when you do a download, it'll give you these extra things. Delete any other column that you don't need and just name, email. If you want to put a tag in it, that's fine. But just make sure that your CSV file is very clean so it makes a good conversion when you upload it. All right.
Okay, thank you. Very
No
easy.
worries. No worries. Okay, and so that's it, guys. It's easy peasy for just setting up an email template. Again, left hand side, marketing, email template, create your folder, create your template, and then boom. Now, next week in part 2, what we're going to go over is how to actually automate it on the back end. Because you don't want to come in here and have to manually go in and set up your, okay, here's March's newsletter. Let me upload it and let me hit send and send all my people. We're going to show you how you can set up back end automations to where you can either trigger it from like maybe they've opted in already and you just want to send out an automation for February or March, April, May, June, July, based on a tag. It could be based on if they opted into the newsletter. So we'll get into the grittiness of how to set up automations next week. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna show a little sneak peek so you guys know what to expect. And if Jessica's here, I'm gonna show off something that we've been doing. So
She's been in the lab, y'all. She's been in the lab.
yeah, so here we are. I'm gonna go to the marketing to the templates, and based off of Nicole, we created our own folder, and then now with Jessica, she's selling a course. So when anyone purchases her course, they automatically get a welcome email. And here I'm just going to do preview. And so we actually kind of built it from scratch, but well, I think we used a template, but we just picked a more simple template. But it was just easy peasy because look, this footer that was down here for us. All we had to do is change out the text, swap out the logo, swap out the image, so it looks nice, right?
Hey, I got a question comment. Go back there for a second, Candace. Because one of the things I teach is that every time you do a hyperlink, it should be blue and underlined. And you can see those hyperlinks are underlined, but they're not blue. And so I literally, when I'm creating my templates, I highlight the text and I change the color to blue because Google has conditioned everybody that blue and underline is a hyperlink.
Good call.
So I was wondering with Nicole, is there a setting, a general setting where I can change it so it's always blue, like links are always blue. Yeah, see how that pops? And
Mhm.
you're going to get more clicks when it pops like that.
That is true.
Gotcha. That's a
But I
great
didn't
tip.
I didn't know if there was a setting to where it's like, dude, every time I make a hyperlink, I want it to be blue and underlined. I don't want to have to do what she's doing right now.
Once you do a template, then yeah, but to just have a template because these are all kind of individualized, um, doesn't. I mean, if it was like a snapshot or something, but at an individual level.
I know
Yeah, no,
some
sometimes there's a setting, like when you're doing web pages on WordPress and stuff like
Mhm,
that, there's a setting to where you always use this font and always make things, hyperlinks this color.
mhm.
And depending on your brand, you might want to change the color. But Uh, if you find that out, let us know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's on the left-hand side. If you go in there, but again, it would only be based on this particular template. But you can actually in your
Oh, right
formatting
here.
in your
Oh, there
links,
it is
yeah,
right there.
you can change it right there.
Oh, very cool. So
Oh, so wait,
maybe
hold
when
on.
you're setting up your template, you start by looking at those settings,
Right.
and then as you create stuff, it's already done for you.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I knew there was a way to do that.
Look, it's new, but I think I messed it up
It
because
is
I
new because I just found it yesterday.
okay, yeah, that is true. Yeah, so anyway, so I'm gonna save that. Good catch. So we created, because and we'll show on the next call. We'll show when we're creating the workflows. You can create a scratch email from creating a workflow, but we wanted to make it custom. We wanted to customize it, make it pretty. So that's when I found the templates. So we did that, and then now we have it automated. So anytime someone purchases, they get in this nice, pretty flow. And don't get intimidated. We're going to show you this next week, but it's super simple, super easy. And it just makes it nice because now we're staying in communication with our customers.
Mhm.
Jessica, she also is giving away a freebie, so we're going to create some templates and flows for those leads who opted in. So I
Well,
really love.
let me say something that I've learned that I think is really trying to figure out. Go back to marketing emails. So one of the things that confused the daylights out of me is what's the difference between an email template and what's the difference between an email campaign?
I'm
And
trying to figure out that same thing. Did you figure it out?
yeah, now here's the way I would verbalize it. A template is something I'm going to create and I'm going to use over and over and over again for like my
Mm,
weekly newsletter or for my going lives or something like that, as well as I can pull a template in from the contacts tab, which we can show that in a second. And then a campaign is I can just clone a template and change it, and then I can do a campaign, or I can go into the campaigns. Now, let's say I send a template out with a campaign, because the campaign asks you who you're sending it to, what's your smart list, all that kind of stuff. And then I can clone a campaign and just change a couple things and hit send again. So a campaign's more of like a one-off. If you're just going to do a one-off thing, you can just do a one-off thing and send a campaign. A template would be something I'm going to use over and over and over again, or I'm going to use that same template before. But then go to contacts, Candace.
So let me ask you something, Greg, just to piggyback off that. So would you say this would be a better way to use it versus going to contacts and doing a bulk email?
If yeah, I'll tell you why. So what I do, like I'm doing my I'm pushing hard on the crowdfunding campaign right now, right? So
Mhm.
I create a crowdfunding template that says what I want to says and says the invitations, and then I could email. Then I go to contacts and I look at my smart list and I can click a template and email to that template, and then I can kind of see the stats from a particular way I'm sending it out, right? Based on the smart list or something like that.
Okay.
And I would email the same template out to multiple different people just because I want to look at the open rates and the click-through rates on a particular smart list or tag or segmentation.
Okay, so let's break that down just a little bit slower for our audience. So you would say if you were doing for that campaign, you would create a campaign first and then go into contacts
No,
and
I
do it,
create
or
a template first. I always
okay,
create a template first.
okay. So you create a template, and then once you've
Yeah.
created that template, then what was step two?
Then the step two would here. Let me share my screen because I want to
Yeah,
show you my real
yeah,
stuff.
that would be great.
yes, I'm completely lost. You lost
Yeah,
me.
you lost me, and I'm pretty techie. So,
Okay.
well, you are too, Candace. I didn't mean to say that you weren't techie.
No, I'm not techie. That's the thing.
Okay.
Everyone thinks I'm techie, but I'm like Launchcart makes ecom. There's no tech. CRM, there's tech, so I'm kind of becoming techie.
Yeah, look at you in a day. Look what you just did. So,
Okay, I'm just
good stuff.
getting to the right screen. So
All right.
okay, let me share screen. Hi, April. April's going to be a new customer of ours, and she's a singer, and she teaches voice lessons, and she has the most interesting business where she actually works with CEOs and all kinds of people, helping them learn to love their voice for
Hi
speaking
Wow.
and
guys.
doing different
Oh, wow.
things.
Can you help somebody who cannot sing at all?
I help absolutely everybody. Yes, and my specialty is, those that lost American Idol or those that never make it past square one or those that have been told they can never sing or speak. And I have a little bit of a cold today, so don't go by this voice. But yeah, I absolutely turn people into superstars. And I even take the doubters and turn them into superstars too. So yeah, it's going to be
That's
an incredible book. Yeah, it's coming soon, but I'm very excited. Thank you, Greg.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're going to love it.
My dad was sharing how he spoke with you, and he was like, "Yeah, should you teach people how to love their voice and change their voice? Because some people don't like their voice." And I remember being in middle school, and I had two girlfriends, or two friends, and they would talk completely different because they did not like their voice. And I'm like, yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah, people that don't like the sound of their voice, that's a real thing. And then they don't, then they change their voice, and then you try to get on social media to make reels or talk or whatever, and people don't like it. And it's because people don't understand how the voice actually works. And when you finally figure it out, you realize, oh man,
So we're gonna do a training and teaching with her. We're gonna get her on board and get her going. Okay. So back to my email templates. Did everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So you can see here, like I did this Magic Johnson party, right? So I create the template, and then I go 3 dots and I go create a campaign. And then from there, it creates the campaigns. And then I'm still working on my own naming convention, but I can name my campaign. And here's the other thing. This little button right here that says recent, use this every single day of your life. Recent, because now it shows you what you did recently, and it'll also search within folders, which if you don't click that button, it won't search within folders. But you can see I date what I named it out. So I sent this to, see it says CF lead. So it's the same template, investor webinar invite, but then I sent this to the CF leads database or segmentation. And then I sent this one to the Launch Carton newsletter segmentation. And then from there, I can go, okay, let me see what my statistics were for this one. 82% delivery rate, 67 skipped, load more stats. And I can kind of look at my bounces. And I did what somebody else asked earlier, Francine asked, I just imported this list from another platform I had. So I wanted to be able to see my open rates, my delivery rate, my click-through rates, and that kind of stuff. And then if I go over here to my CF leads, I should have better statistics here. And you can see again, 100% delivery, 37% opened, which is a great open rate. The click-through rate's not that good, but that still, it gives me some idea of what's going on. Okay. So that's how I do it. I create the template, then I do the campaigns, and then I can go in here and go, okay, I'm going to do this one right now. I'll just clone this campaign, clone. And then now it gives me the clone. It's in draft form. I'll go open up the email. And then what I'll do is I'll rename the email. I'm going to do email number 2 to the crowdfunding campaign because I emailed them once, but now I'm going to email them again because not everyone's going to see your email. You saw 37% open. So now I'm going to go here and I'm going to change the name to CF, which is crowdfunding leads number 2, right? So now I know it's number 2 and I've named it. So I'll hit save. I'm not even going to change anything. Now I'm just going to go hit send and receive. And see how I don't have this stuff here because I didn't do the fill in the blanks. So it's going to be from CEO at launch card. See, I sometimes email from my, like all my investor emails come directly from me. That way, if you reply, I want to get it. And then I will do CEO of launch card. And then I'm going to do a subject line, open before 5 p.m. PST, ... because that's when the thing is tonight. I'll leave that going there. I'm going to check my smart list. I'm going to hit here. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to type in CF to find my smart list. And I want to do CF lead and investors. There we go. And it tells me there's 473 people here. I hit send. So that one's gone. So that's how I do it, right? And then I could go do this, right? So now the other thing about templates, which I really like, is I can go to contacts and I can go, I got my smart list up here, which I think the smart list is the coolest feature in the world. Like, so here's the training alert list that most of you are on. And you can see I emailed everyone 42 minutes ago, right? Saying, hey, we're going live. And now I can click that and I can see, now it selects just the first page. I'll hit all 237 and I can hit email, right? And then I can hit OK. And then from here, I can choose a template where I can't choose a campaign from here, but I can choose a template. So if I type in CF, whatever that is, or investor webinar invite 10, 12, 23, okay, that's an old one. So that's not the right one. But anyway, I can choose a template right from here, and then it fills everything in. I hit send, boom, out the door I go. So that's super cool. And if you haven't set up your smart list, we'll do another training on that. But
Yeah,
that's
Greg,
critical.
you're stealing all my training, Greg.
No, I'm teasing.
Yeah, that's teasing because that's what's going on next week. Next week for sure. Thank you. All right, guys, that's all I got as far as the email templates. Like I said, next week we're going to look at the automations. I will also take a deeper dive into the smart list because that was huge. I actually like the email campaign. I don't know. I'm on the fence which way, but I actually like the campaign too.
Yeah.
But there's options. But any questions? Any questions before we wrap it up?
Where
I
are
do
they?
want to.
Go ahead.
I do want to say this real quick, and I'm going to go. That's tonight. We're doing a crowdfunding kind of launch card investor. We are announcing Launch Collective today. So launchcollective.ai is live. The app is being added to the Launch Card App Store, and it's going live for everybody any day now. And we're announcing that tonight. We're going to do our first investor pitch where it's all done and do that. And if you guys have any interest in getting a free CRM for life, you invest $5,000 or more in the launch in the crowdfunding campaign. We're going to give you a CRM for life. And if you invest in just a regular the minimum investment of $350, you're going to get the launch card ecom for life. Just one. So we're really pushing that, and that offering closes in a couple weeks. And then we're raising the valuation, and we're going out for our Series A, and the minimum investment is going to be $500,000. So if you guys are open to becoming shareholders and taking the ride with us, tune into tonight's call and help us promote the crowdfunding campaign and get on board and get going with all that stuff. So with that being said, I gotta go, but I gotta run. I got another meeting I'm supposed to be on in 5 minutes, and I gotta get ready for it.
Okay, bye.
Thanks,
So
everybody.
Thanks, Greg.
Where are these recordings saved at? Mr. Love is asking.
So there are a couple places. If you're not part of the community, it's going to be in the community. And then Candace, where have you been putting the other ones that we've had in the past?
I'm not the person to ask because I haven't done with any of these.
Gotcha. Okay, so let me put in here the link to join the group. Where is the settings to join the group? But they will be put in the group, and I believe did he say?
Oh, you're talking
Facebook?
about? Oh, well, the other trainings are for launch shops. If that's the only thing.
So where do you put yours at?
Well, I only put launch shop stuff in launch shops, and this one isn't launch shops related.
No, but do you put it in Facebook or do you put it in the community?
Up to you. I think if you're using communities, I haven't ever put the CRM trainings anywhere. Okay. So,
yeah, I've been trying to do it here, and hold on, let me see.
But it sounds like bye, April. Thank you for being here. Or wait, we're saying bye to my dad.
Let me stop the recording. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, we'll stop the recording. But wait, before you stop the recording, all the recordings will be held at.
My bad. Can we start again?
That's okay. No.
My bad.
All the recordings will be held at the community. A new community.
Okay, he said all your dad said all training stored on YouTube.
Okay.
He just streamed that to YouTube.
Yeah, but but Mr. Love was asking where are the previous recordings from the series.
Oh, okay.
Sorry guys, we're trying to get it figured out. We just got too many. We're streaming to different things, got so many videos going on. But I think Nicole has been putting them in a new community section.
Yeah.
So the past trainings you can locate. She's going to share that link in a moment. And then any future trainings, they're going to be on YouTube as well. We'll put them in both the community section as well as you can just go to the past lives on YouTube.
Oh, yes. So I will get back to you on